Hello. Hello, hello. Just going to give everyone a moment to jump on while I get my desk ready. Happy Monday. How is everyone doing out there today? I had a super creative weekend. Oh my gosh. So much fun. I'm a teacher in this program called Make Create Express. And we had the free weekend this past weekend. You can find links to it on my YouTube channel, Kristen Fagan Art, or my Facebook page, Kristen Fagan Art and Design, or my Instagram at Kristen Fagan. And we just had the free weekend, but it is a year-long program. So you can sign up and join the fun. It's all about mixed media art. Not all of the teachers are mixed media, but a lot of painting, drawing, watercolors, acrylics, and then lots of mixed media too. Kind of like the earrings we did recently, similar vein. So that was a lot of fun. I got to watch 3 classes out of the 24 that were free this weekend. And I am signed up for the year-long workshop. So there's like over 70 classes total for the year. So I will get to create a lot more. I'm very excited about that. But it's always fun to have something like that happening over the course of a weekend where I can jump in, watch a few things, jump out, and just kind of infuse creativity into my whole weekend. And that's what's going to be happening this coming weekend too. I'm going to have 2 weekends back to back full of creativity because we've got the Great Bead Extravaganza happening. We've got the Midsummer Market Great Bead Extravaganza kicking off on Friday for our preview night at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and then all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So I'll be getting my bead on and all of my jewelry making creative juices going this weekend coming up, July 20th and 21st, 2024. We do the Great Bead Extravaganza 4 times a year. And sorry, my husband's on a phone call downstairs and we live in a loft situation. So you might hear him a little bit in the background. So we've got 4 Great Bead Extravaganzas that happen in throughout the year. And this is our summer one happening this weekend. Looking forward to it. Let's pull up the, let me see if I got the calendar in here. I think I do. I do. Can I read it though? It's pretty small. Let's try and go full screen for me. Okay, so we've got the preview party at 5 p.m. Pacific time on Friday. Then on Saturday, we kick off with Candy Cooper of Nostalgica at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. I'll read the Pacific time since that's where we're at. And then we have Kate Richburg of beadshop.com at 10 a.m., Jill McKay at 11:30 a.m., Sarah and me. It's actually going to be Joyce and me this time. Sarah is not yet coming back. So you'll have Joyce and me on Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Nilay's after us. And then we're going to do an Ask Me Anything fun little bead-related chat to close out Saturday. On Sunday, we have Abby Berta of the Bead Place at 8:30 a.m., 10 a.m. is Heather Powers of Humble Beads. 11:30 a.m. is Cynthia, Green Girl Studios. 1 p.m. Pacific time is Kay of Stars Beads and Bedoria.com. And 2:30 is our special guest, Emmy Ryland. And then at 4 o'clock, we close it out with our friend, Christy Friesen. Come check us out on the Great Bead Extravaganza YouTube channel or Facebook page. That is the easiest place to see everything that's going on. We also have a Facebook group. Be sure to join that too. But the page, the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page, is where everyone will be going live, and then I'll get shared into the group. So if you're ever struggling with finding something, go to the page and you will see it there. All right. Anne says she's already bought the kit. I know, I don't think too many of us actually have our kit out yet. Softlex Company does. We have our Just Peachy kit that I am playing with actually just to the left of my bead table. You won't get to see it yet, but I'm playing with it today to work on what I'm going to create. We still have kits available. I think we're like a little over 60% sold out, so you can still grab one. It's the Just Peachy Midsummer Market kit. And then Candy Cooper from Nostalgica has a kit out. And I think that Abby said she was really close on Friday to getting it done. So look for hers happening pretty soon. And then I think I got an email from Jill McKay that hers might be available too. But some of the presenters don't have kits at all. Some of the presenters launch them during the Great Bead Extravaganza weekend. And then some are like us, where we kind of give a little bit ahead of time. So, all right. Well, that's what's happening over here. We've got a fun beading party happening on Wednesday. And so go check that out. We've already got it set up on our streams. And we have a new live sale on Thursday. Then we have Joyce on Friday morning. And then the Great Bead Extravaganza will kick off on Friday evening. So super, super busy. Lots of fun stuff going on. And what's on sale this week? We have a summer sale. We have up to 60% off. Just take an extra 10% off all the items in the closeout category and the outlet category. No coupon needed. It's good on everything in those two categories. You just add it to your cart. You'll see your discount. It's not valid with any other order discount, so it's only good on retail orders. And it ends on July 16th or while supplies last. We've been showing kind of some last chance things in our email. So stuff that's just down to like 1 or 2 or 3 items left. And yeah. Ginny says she can't hear me. Well, I'm just talking like crazy. So I hope some of you can hear me out there, because I've been chatting for 8 minutes now. I don't know, Ginny. Everyone else hear me okay? Otherwise, it's a mime episode. Lydia says she can hear me and Anne can hear me. Okay, so Ginny, I don't know, check your device. Good on Facebook, good on YouTube. Okay, cool. Otherwise, it was sort of a read the lips and see what see what I'm saying. Awesome. So today we're going to be designing with some of our closeout items. I pulled together really pretty flower pendant, which is what I'm going to give away at the end of this video. So you'll see right here, I've got the hashtag flower is what you can put in the comments to enter to the giveaway. My giveaway tool is collecting, looking good. And then I'm going to use some of our arabesque check glass beads, and I'm going to use some of our delica beads, and I'm going to use some beads from our Just Peachy bead mix. So the Just Peachy bead mix doesn't come in the kit. It's an extra add-on that coordinates with it. And so we're going to be using a little bit of beads from that today. And we're going to design with numerology. So that's going to be really fun. I'll talk a little bit more about that as I switch down to my table. So let's get going. Okay, and my light is a little far away. Let me pull that closer. And let's take a look at something that I've got here. So I'm using the spiced copper arabesque shape beads. I always love copper. So these are kind of fun. They are like sort of a sandy color, and then they have that copper accent in there. And we have all of those on closeout. We do have 4 colors in that particular shape. So let me show you what the other colors are. We've got this pretty raspberry color that has like a dark pink metallic inside. Then we've got this really pretty, which this actually would have worked really well too, but I ended up using blue beads, so I used the copper to kind of offset it a little bit. But this one's got like that opal essence kind of finish on it, so it's got a real pretty sheen. That's the blue, and then it's got a dark blue in the inside for that etching. And then the last one we've got is a black and white one. So all 4 strands are currently on closeout on sale, and then you'll get an extra 10% off that already marked down discount through tomorrow, July 16th, or while supplies last. The next thing I'm going to be using is, this is the Just Peachy bead mix. So here is, I have some of the beads from the strand in here too, because I combined them all. But here is a little look at the Just Peachy bead mix. This one, like I said, is not included in the kit. It is an add-on. And the beads that I pulled out of the mix are these blue squares. So I pulled out all of the little blue squares. And these copper bicones were in the mix. So all of the copper bicones and all of the blue squares I took out of that Just Peachy mix for today's project. And then lastly, well, not lastly, second to last, I guess, I have this really pretty blue Delica bead color. This one is called the Frosted Glaze Rainbow Arctic Blue. And you can find it in our Arctic Circle trio of Delicas. So you get all these, you get these 3 colors in that trio. You get a dark blue, a silver lined silver, and this really pretty Arctic blue. Those 3 are in the Arctic Circle, and I'm going to be using this one from there to match my design today. And then lastly is going to be this great flower pendant, which started it all. So this is also on closeout. It is a ceramic flower pendant. It's got a little bit of like dark blue, lighter blue, a tiny little bit of a little pinkish raspberry, and a tiny little bit of green. I think they're all slightly different depending on the glaze. Some of them might have a little more pink, some of them might have a little more green, some might have more blue, but they're all very similar in their color tones, and they're all similar in their pattern, their flower pattern.
With me, and we have new issues instead of calling DJ all day.
And then I've got our Softlex medium diameter beading wire. I picked out the fluorite color. I liked how this soft green goes well with this pendant. So let's talk a little bit about numerology. Oh, I also have a flush cutter and a pair of crimping pliers, my magical crimping pliers, which are here too. So when I was working on this particular design, I strung it and restrung it a few different times. I was having a little bit of like unsure what I wanted to do, like how many beads I wanted in the middle. I was doing 3 beads in between. I did 4 beads in between. And then I thought to myself, instead of Ginny, I don't know. You can go ahead and do the hashtag again. I can't see like actual names of who's entered. I just see a number. So if you've already entered and it's counted you, it won't count you again. So go ahead and use it again and then it'll be fine. So, oh my God. So I was trying to figure out what to do with the numbers of like how many beads to what in here. And it got me thinking about numerology and how I do like to do that sometimes, and how picking a number and kind of sticking with it in your design is a different way to create cohesion, maybe a little intention, some meaning, and some symbolism. And I ended up counting the petals on this flower pendant. So you'll see that there are a lot of petals on here. I just counted the main ones in the front. There are some extra little petals that are kind of around the in between. I didn't count those. I counted the main ones in the front and I ended up with a number 8. And I thought, oh, well, that's nice. Maybe we'll use the number 8 as a way to figure out how many beads I want in between these sections. And then I don't have to sit here and worry, like, do I like it with 3? Do I like it with 4? I mean, it's all subjective, right? So I looked up what the number 8 means, because numerology has been around for years and years. And the number 8, and just to talk a little bit about the basics of numerology, numerology says that every number has, sorry. How loud is my husband right now? Zach is multitasking again. So oh, yeah, you guys want to see him? Hey, Bert, everyone would like to see you on the phone, on the video. Okay, we'll just try this again. It's okay. I know he's he's got a conference call at the same time. So my apologies. Number 8. Okay. So every number has a different meaning. And in numerology, it's just the basics is that all the numbers have a different feeling or vibration. So when you're talking about the number 8 is all about infinity. It's about abundance. It's about success and achieving. It is the infinity sign. So basically is 8 on its side. So that's a good way to kind of remember the energy of this particular number. And in Chinese culture, the number 8 is considered the luckiest number of all. It's purposefully worked into weddings and birthdays and addresses. And it's also a sign of strength. If you follow along with tarot cards at all, it is the strength card in tarot. It's the 8th card is in the deck. So that's sort of the idea of bringing in numerology and how you can bring a little extra in Japanese. 8 is lucky, says Anne, too. Yeah, I think so too, Eileen. That's good to hear. It's hard to tell just how loud you guys hear something versus how I'm hearing it. So I was unsure. Yeah, but Jessica says 8 has always been her lucky number. Awesome. So after I got through like kind of stringing and restringing a few different times, I finally said, you know what? How many petals are on this flower? There are 8 main petals. Let's go with that, because I was going with numbers 3 and 4. And then I looked and I saw that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bicones on this side, which leaves me with 8 bicones for the other side. And I put 8 delicate beads in between each of these little sections. And so that's how I kind of use numerology to add a little extra meaning to it, but I also allowed it to help me come up with a decision on how many beads I wanted in between everything. And then I felt really good in that decision because I was no longer questioning it. I was like, oh, this is something that could work. This is something that makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. And I don't have to question my design anymore. So I find doing things like that are good to help when I get in sort of decision fatigue or get kind of confused onto which avenue I want to go with. So here we go on 8 little delicas in between. And then I'll do my next pattern. And I did do a bicone on each side of the pendant just because the delica slid through and the bicone was just big enough to capture right there in the hole. So after 8 delica beads, I do a bicone, I do a square, and another bicone. And then now I'll move to do 8 delica beads again. There's 4. There's another 4. And then I'm switching back to do that check glass arabesque bead in that spiced copper color. And back to here. Decision fatigue, says Jessica. I know. I get it all. I get it all the time. I definitely am someone who prefers to kind of limit my choices at times because I get overwhelmed. Or I start doing things, like I said, it's a design idea. So there's no right or wrong way for the amount of beads you want in between. So then I get kind of confused, like, oh, did I like 3? Did I like 4? Do I like 5? Do I like And so I can get caught up in those little details. And that's when I feel like I'm in like decision fatigue. Let me pull out a few more of my delicate beads. And this turned out to be such a pretty colorway. And I could have easily changed it up a little bit because there is a little tiny bit of this sort of raspberry color here. So I could have went with the raspberry to pull that color out. Or I could have found some really soft sagey green beads that would pull out some of that sage green on the other side. But at the end of the day, I had the most of this nice blue, and I found that these Delica beads ended up matching that blue just perfectly. And that informed the rest of my design. I tend to see numbers often. Do any of you see certain numbers all the time, like on the clock, on the stove, on mostly those two places, I guess? For whatever reason, I see 1111 all the time. It's one of those numbers that always shows up for me. And I think that is a message to listen to your intuition, or it's a message that, like, whatever you're thinking about right now, you're on the right path. So sometimes I'm like, what was I just thinking about? What was just on my brain that right before I saw this number? And then the other number I see a lot of is twos. 222 is a really big one for me that I tend to see all the time. Anne says she sees 1111 all the time. And Tina also sees 11 or 33. Yeah, 333 is another one. Oh, Anne Winters sees 1234. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just saw someone said that 33 has been chasing her. Sherry says 33 has been chasing me all this year. Have you looked up what the number 3 means and what number 3 amplified? Which that's what they say when you see it multiple times, like a 333 is an amplified number 3. I think twos are supposed to be like trusting the path that you're on. Ones are more intuition based, and twos are trust. And since I see those two a lot, I tend to look those up. But I don't know. I do see threes. I do see 555. It's funny that they tend to come in clusters for me. Like all of a sudden I'll be seeing all of the numbers and I'm like, what? Who's trying to get my attention? And then I won't see any numbers again for a while. Nancy sees 911 on the clock a lot. Nancy Thompson says, I'm not that observant. Ooh, a 37 for Melissa. Yes, Jessica, 1111 they say is a make-a-wish number. Tina, yep, they do call them angel numbers. That is like a common name for them, is that they are angel numbers, and that someone is trying, like your angels are trying to kind of connect with you by telling you you're on the right path, or to trust your intuition, or yeah, or maybe there's other numbers based on abundance. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The strand has 7 beads on it, so I ended up with 1 extra. So I'm just going to put that one aside. And I did end up with 8 bicones on each side. There was a total of 16 in the kit. You're in the flow, Cecilia says. So now I'm going to grab a bead stopper and put it on each side because I want to see where this is laying on me at the moment. It's a little too short for my liking. So I'm just going to add a few more Delica beads to the back side. Oh, wake you up. That's a good one, Cecilia. Some of them mean to wake you up, shake things up. Ah, Jessica says her daughter was born when the numbers were in sequence. So that is one that you see often. I don't think I see 1, 2, 3, 4 ever. I don't think that's one that pops up into my field of consciousness ever. Maybe I'll see it now that we're talking about it. And I did link to an article in the description on this video of there's lots of them out there. You can Google numbers and get a lot of information. But I found one that I thought was helpful for the number 8. And so I linked that in the YouTube description below. So you can take a look there if you want to read up a little bit on some more. You could find out your life path number. I know I'm a number 3. And then you could look up the energy of that number. And I think we're actually in 2024. I think I was reading we're in a number 8 year. So that is the energy of this year as well. And where you got that from is adding up 2024. So 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 gets you the number 8. So I think we're in number 8 year. I did 3 groups of number 8 over here. So 8, 16, 24. Ah, interesting. Like 2024. 1, 2, 3. So there's one group of 8. And I'm hoping that that gets me to where I like. I'm a number 3. It's called your life path number. And you can Google that. But what it is you take your birthday and you add it up and you keep adding the numbers until you end up with a single digit number. And my number is a number 3, and it's called my life path number. So my birthday is like August 15, 1978. So I would take 0 plus 8 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8. And you get it down. And then you get that number, and then you add those 2 numbers together. You keep doing that until you're left with a single digit number. And I probably am not explaining it as easily as if you just searched it and calculated it. But very similar to things like your horoscopes, or how you have certain traits or certain things that are your strengths and your weaknesses, that your life path number tells you certain things like that too. And I just find it all to be kind of fun. I enjoy going, oh yeah, that does resonate with me, or nope, that is not something. Or, oh, yeah, I do struggle with that. And look at that. That's because I'm a number 3. Tina says, you wouldn't think those seed beads would bring such beauty to the necklace. I know. It did such a good job of kind of highlighting the kind of making these beads special, right? Let me pull it up here so you can see that that was the. Tina just looked at the clock and she saw 333. And just adding those really pretty seed beads in between, and these are called delica beads. They're a size 11. Just highlights those other beads, gives them like space to breathe and to be. Isn't that pretty? And I think this pendant, when you have it on sale, is only like $4. It's like such a great deal. Let's grab some crimps. I'm going to grab copper since I used a lot of copper in this necklace. And let me see if I've got a copper lobster clasp. It's so convenient. I just keep a little thing from all of my kits by my desk so that I always have lobster clasps and crimps on the ready, and ear wires too. So I'm just going to add that 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. I'm going to go ahead and slide on the clasp. Bring the wire, soft flex wire, back down to a loop. Does it look like I put more beads on one side than the other? Maybe I did. Let's see. Let's count. 1, 3. $24. Oh, I think I did one more set of 8. 2, 6. I did. So I ended up doing 32 on this side. All right, I'll add 8 more over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and crimp. Even though I kind of liked the number 24. I probably will like it a little longer. So we'll just slide all those beads over here. Thanks for your eagle eye, Jenny. There's 3. I have a whole little pile of them that fell off my bead board here. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So now I ended up with 32 beads on the end and this last little spot. And then I'll add a crimp tube there and I will slide it down towards my beads. Go back in through that crimp tube to create a loop. And I'm just going to kind of take my wire, make sure it goes around and is flexible, isn't too tight here at the end. And then I'll go ahead and crimp once. If it was too tight, I could have loosened it up a little bit here. And let's see where it ended up being lengthwise. Ooh, yeah. So it's still a little short, but I like it that way on this particular design. Oh, and I put it on backwards. I've got nothing happening. I've got the back of the pendant showing. There we go. Super pretty. I love how it turned out, and I think it ended up helping me with my decision fatigue. All closeout beads except for the Just Peachy. Well, maybe not the Delicas either, actually. So closeout check glass and closeout pendant. Both of those are while supplies last. And then I've got the Just Peachy beads in there. And I've got these little Delicas from the Arctic Circle, all strung on Softlex fluorite beading wire. All right, so I'm going to give you guys your last chance to enter the giveaway. That was a nice quick project today, which is good because I have my Just Peachy project I need to work on that I will be sharing with you on Saturday. It will be Joyce and I at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday for the Great Bead Extravaganza presentation. We're both going to be working with the Just Peachy kit together, so it'll be a lot of fun. It's nice that we'll get to kind of hang out, the two of us and all of you. It should be a blast. Let's see how many entries we've got. We've got 56 entries right now. Let me go ahead and share my screen. If you haven't entered yet, now's your chance. Remember, you got to perk up for the giveaway. I'm going to call a winner. And when I call that winner, you'll have just a few minutes. You'll have up to 3 minutes to let me know you're here. After those 3 minutes, I will choose another winner, and the first winner will forfeit their prize. The blue beads are sold out, I think. I don't think so. I don't think the Arctic Circle is sold out. Linda, I don't know about any other crimps. I know that the magical crimping plier was specifically made for Softlex 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes. So I'm not really sure how it works with other crimps. Oh, the check glass beads, these blue ones, the arabesque blue ones sold out. I didn't know we were that close to selling out on those. I'm not surprised though. It's a really pretty color. All right, let's see. We've got 64 of you entered. Let's do it. Draw our name for today. Make sure to let us know you're here in the comments. I know the Great Bead Extravaganza is going to be a blast. It's so fun to hang out and just have the excuse to be creative all weekend. And Winters is our winner on YouTube. Hooray! Congratulations, Anne! OMG, she is here. You're so welcome. So, Anne, you will win one of these beautiful ceramic flower pendants. And you can go ahead and email us at info@softlexcompany.com. Let us know your shipping address, and we will get your prize out in the mail to you. Woohoo! Winner, winner! Chicken dinner! Thanks for being here with me today, everyone, for this episode of Free Spirit Beading. I will catch you all on Friday night during the preview. I'll catch you on Saturday at 1 o'clock during the presentation. And then I will not be here at 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock next Monday, because I will have that day off after a weekend full of beading goodness. So I will see you the following Monday for a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. Be sure to check us out on Wednesday. We are going to have May of Craft with May on. I'm so excited to hang out with her. I've never met her before, and so that's going to be really fun. That's going to be a great beading party at 3 p.m. Pacific time. We have a live sale on Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and then Joyce would spill the beads at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So excited for TGBE. That's happening all weekend. Go find out more on the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page, and also subscribe to the Great Bead Extravaganza YouTube channel if you'd like to see some of the presentations over on YouTube. All right, thanks everybody. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.